Hi, Coach. Good to see you. Just before we start, what's the health report on the team? Who's available? Who's not? I saw Keaton was out practicing with the team after he came off. So
Yeah, that's a good thing. Unfortunately, we lost Keats after closely 2.5 an hour in Columbus. Back on the pitch today. But the guys who are not available, Pepe is not available, Mali is not available, Jacob, but those are the regular ones until now, unfortunately. And Tavon will be involved in second team program going into Red Bull's game on Sunday. He needs game time and training moments, so he won't be traveling with us, and the rest is with us, apart from Zidane, because Zidane is with the national team.
okay. Last week in Columbus, I've made the point in other forums about pressure within MLS, which is very different than pressure, let's say, in Argentina playing in La Bombonera or playing in La Monumental or something like that. And yet, when New York City plays outside, it seems to play differently than when they play on the road. It seems to play differently when they play at home. So when you look at statistics that you only had 80% of passes that were completed, there were at least 13 turnovers. Why is it so much more difficult to play on the road in MLS versus playing at home?
It's a hard thing to say for me. We've had a couple of games for me to see what happens with my boys on the road. I think we did an okay job in Miami. We did a good job in LA, and this was off. That's quite obvious. The thing is, there's a huge change in the numbers, if you will, when Keaton goes off. So after 25 to 30 minutes, when Keats leaves the pitch, that has a huge impact on our way of playing. Not for the positive side. So that plays a major part in what you're asking me. On the other hand, in general, I thought our possession was off in Columbus, which made us defend more than we would have liked to going into this game. On the other hand, if the dynamics of a game go that way, you have to deal with it and make sure that you stay in the game, and that's what we did overall. But we would have liked to have a different game in Columbus. That's quite clear.
Thank you.
Onto the Zoom, we'll go with Alex.
Hi, Pascal. This is Alex Winley from AM New York. How's it going?
Hi, Alex.
Defensively, Atlanta United has looked vulnerable at times. How do you see your squad capitalizing on those moments to create high-quality chances and put them under more pressure? Thank you.
Can she repeat the question? Because I didn't get the first part.
Excuse me. Yeah, defensively, Atlanta United has looked vulnerable at times. How do you see your squad capitalizing on those moments to create high-quality chances to put them under more pressure?
Right,
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah, now it makes more sense. Yeah, well, the quality of Miami is nothing, is something you cannot compare with the qualities of our squad. Two different teams, different qualities. However, we'll take the Miami game that they played as a reference point going into this game. But they've played more games, and Atlanta is also a team in development. They've spent a lot of money in bringing in new players. We just have to focus on what I explained to one of your colleagues just now, is being better in possession our next game, because that is something that will give you more opportunities to score goals. So that's what we've been focusing on also this week, where the opportunities are for us going into this game. It's going to be a tough job because Atlanta, as I said, has a strong squad. But we found some weak spots, and we're going to try and expose them on Saturday.
We'll go with Michael Allen.
Hi, Pascal. Michael Allen from Pro Soccer.
Hi, Mike.
This weekend, you're facing off against Ronny Delia, the former coach of New York City Football Club, and the one who the club won the MLS Cup under. Does that add any other pressure to you as a coach, add a pressure to the coach and a squad to get results? And also, many of the players that you have worked in his system. Does that add a technical advantage, maybe tactically, for you this weekend?
Well, that's an interesting one. It came up during one of the conversations that we had with our players. However, it's a while ago since Ronnie's been here. And what I feel in the environment and in the building here is nothing more than respect for his achievements back then with his staff and with the team he was working with at the time. So it's something that this club and everybody inside the club is looking forward to be that successful again in the near future. So nothing but respect for his achievements, but we have a different squad now. It's not completely the same as back then. So we just focus on the things that we need to focus on going into this game, and hopefully we'll get the result that we're looking for.
Michael Ender.
Pascal, it's Mike Ander from Blue City Radio. Thanks again for the time.
You're welcome.
It's a small sample size, but it feels one of the changes attacking-wise that you've taken on with New York City is that the wingers and the attacking players are taking more challenges, being more aggressive one-on-one. Do you feel like that's an accurate assessment?
I would hope so. It's something that we're trying to add into our game, into our play style, being aware of which areas that we can expose weaknesses of the opponents. And we have wingers that are good in the 1v1s, but also can challenge defenders behind and going in behind the defense of the opponent. So we're trying to create more variety in our attacking play and making sure that 1 against 1 is one of the weapons that we can use.
Scott.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Scott Schertz from Street Punk Soccer.
Hi, Scott. Hi.
Hey, talk a little bit. Last year at this time, after 5 matches, the team had 3 points. Right now, you're currently at 8. What are you seeing different from the start of last season versus, say, this year, and just what you watched from last season's footage? Thanks.
There is a difference in points, obviously, but we still have the same challenges, and that is something that we've learned from the game going to Columbus. Being on the road in Miami was, by phases, a good game from our side. LA was a good game from our side, but we didn't get the result. Now we went to Columbus, and our part of the game, our participation in this game was far less than we would like it to be. So still lessons to be learned going forward on the road. However, the home games have brought us the things that we're looking for. But the challenges remain the same. Being more consistent throughout the season, and especially being on the road, is something that will be exactly the same going into this season. And one of the games that has shown that so far is Columbus. So we have to be aware of that and stick by our plans.
Christian.
Hi, Coach. The team recorded a clean sheet in its last game against a very good Columbus team.
Mm-hmm.
How does that result and that fact impact the mentality this week going to another difficult road game?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're always looking for ways to win the games and stay in the game. Columbus obviously was a very tough game for us, especially the level that we brought to the game, and losing Keats within the half an hour had a huge impact on this game. Going to Atlanta, another serious contender in an away game, is going to be a challenge itself. But as I described to your colleague just now, we're trying to establish a certain consistency throughout the season, and a huge part will be also being more consistent on the road. So it's, for us, this game is just a small part within that process, and that's what we're trying to focus on.